Earth and civilization, as far as we might be concerned, has progressed significantly in the beyond 200,000 years and has encountered a huge number of changes. In that time, the human species has just existed for a simple 0.15% of the massive 13.7 long-term age of the universe. Nonetheless, humankind has vanquished the absolute most overwhelming undertakings in that time span. We have come from hunting and assembling in the fields of Africa to colonizing the whole planet in a time span that is moderately a flicker of an eye on the grandiose level. Probably the best personalities that at any point exist have helped push current human advancement forward and accomplish objectives that were once remembered to be unimaginable. In only the beyond 150 years, we have gone from being adhered to the world's dirt to arriving on our nearest enormous neighbor, the Moon. Mankind achievement is completely tremendous. However, on the widespread scale, we might be fairly inconsequential. What might occur on the off chance that we met a high-level outsider species with innovation further developed than we might at any point envision? In 1964, a Soviet space expert by the name of Nikolai Kev presented a speculative ability that could be utilized to quantify a possible civilization's degree of mechanical progression in light of how much energy this civilization can deliver. It is referred to now as the Kev expertise. The scale has three customary sorts. However, a huge number of changes to the scale have been proposed since its creation. The scale is logarithmic. Importance as we go on. How much power the human advancement has gets a whole lot more significant. In 1964, Kev characterized the three base degrees of human progress in view of the power accessible to them. Type 1. The littlest of the first sorts is likewise called a planetary development. This is generally like our past companion Earth. Human advancements are equipped for putting away and utilizing all of the energy which arrives at this planet from its host store, which for our situation is the Sun. This measure of energy would add up to a colossal multiple times 10 to the 17 watts. Notice how I said most comparative, however, as our cutting-edge human progress here on Earth doesn't exactly precisely squeeze into the Sort 1 development classification. Indeed, I know we lamentable people couldn't squeeze into the most minimal level of the high-level developments as opposed to squeezing into a Sort 1 human progress. We people lie in one of the lengthy kinds of civilizations. Type 0. You see, when this scale was proposed, renowned space expert and astrophysicist Carl Sagan delivered an equation to characterize a specific theoretical development's vehicle portion of rating. This is that recipe, or K addresses a speculative development's vehicle share rating, while P addresses how much power the civilization involves in watts. A proposed Type 0 of civilization will control roughly 1 megawatt or 1 million watts of force, which is minuscule contrasted with how much power we use consistently. In 2015 alone, the absolute world energy utilization 17.35 terawatts, or this tremendous number. Connecting this number to P and putting out the numbers, our vehicle SHE rating as a civilization would be roughly a Sort 0.72. Indeed, even as a civilization with 7 billion people on our planet, 12 of which have dared to the Moon with shuttle sent billions of miles into the void of interstellar space and plans to colonize Mars soon, we still just score a measly 0.72 of the Carter show scale. as indicated by Carl Sagan. Mankind is going through a period of specialized puberty, ordinary of a development going to coordinate the sort 1 Carter shift expertise, Michikaku. Another splendid hypothetical physicist recommends that people might accomplish type 1 status in the following 100 to 200 years. Type 2 status in maybe the following couple of 1,000 years, and type 3 status in 100,000 to 1 million years. This truly goes to show the really gigantic timescales it would take to progress to the following kind of development. Notwithstanding, we are going towards turning into a kind 1 progress in the several 100 years or somewhere in the vicinity. Furthermore, this is a colossal step for mankind as a sort 1 development. We would have unlimited authority over our own planet. Maybe we could impact the weather conditions change, the geographical cosmetics of our own planet, and a whole lot more. Be that as it may, even this measure of force is minuscule contrasted with the following sort of development. Type 2. A sort 2 development, likewise alluded to as a heavenly progress, have some control over the complete energy of its host star and move the energy all through the whole planetary group. One well-known conjectured gadget used to outfit the whole energy result of a kind 2 civic establishments have star are called Dyson structures. You might have seen these before, as they are somewhat famous in sci-fi. The name was instituted by Freeman Dyson and is basically a means of circling sun-oriented power satellites. Fundamentally, it's a madly monstrous empty circle worked around a development's host star to drain all of the energy from it. Breezes made an incredible video on this thought, and you ought to look at it. I'll make certain to pass on a connection to it in the portrayal, yet back on subject. One more rather extraordinary plan to tackle energy for a kind 2 civilization is feed a heavenly mass, for instance, a star, into a close-by dark opening and gather the photons transmitted by the growth plate. Presently, the way that a human progress could some way or another store a star into a dark opening is impossible for me to grasp. Yet it is a method for energy. Regardless, a sort 2 human progress wouldn't just form these supermassive designs, however, would control and live inside them. They would control each and every planet in their nearby planet group, mine every one of the space rocks at their recreation, and basically do anything they desire inside the sun-oriented area. How much power the development would have is wonderful, yet isn't anything when contrasted with a kind 3 progress. A sort 3 civilization, likewise alluded to as a cosmic civilization, have some control over the complete energy of its whole host universe. How much power the human progress would have is genuinely startling and is somewhat in the domain of sci-fi, yet I'll cover it at any rate. You see, this civilization would work very like the manner in which a sort 2 civilization would work. It would outfit the force of stars, mine planets and space rocks, etc. However, for 1 star, yet for billions of stars. A civilization, for example, this would utilize planets and planetary groups like Legos, fabricating and dismantling planets to develop their realm. Somewhere else in the cosmic system, the world would apparently turn into their jungle gym, and all that they do and utilize is just a toy. Bridling the energy of quasars would resemble raising a ruckus around town for them. The supermassive dark opening at the focal point of their world could be utilized as an energy hotspot. For a sort 3 progress, cosmic land would turn into a reality, with planet stars or even total planetary groups being sold by some preeminent pioneer. Curiously, this speculative world may not actually be recognizable. On the off chance that such a human progress existed, The energy from the stars would be all held and utilized for anything the development might require. This implies all the starlight gas and components in a whole system would become like your kitchen storage space. On the off chance that the matter in their whole world was all detonated for energy, an external eyewitness would see the universe to be totally undetectable. Apparently as though there were an opening in the world, or on the other hand on the off chance that they have colonized the whole system. Maybe nothing by any means. There is a spot in space known as the extraordinary void at almost 330 million light, a very long time in measurement. The extraordinary void is perhaps of the biggest known void in the whole universe and is generally alluded to as a very void. This district of room is apparently essentially dead in cosmic systems as far as we might be concerned. A locale of room was a particularly gigantic size as the extraordinary void contains. Researchers gauge that there ought to be something like 2,000 worlds around here of room. In any case, until now, there have just been 60 systems that have been found in the extraordinary void. This is a simple 3% of how much universes that ought to involve a region this huge. So where could they be? Might it at some point be Type 3 human advancements totally ruling a whole locale of room? Draining a 330 million light-year wide district for assets.